Hello, I'm here with some essential first aid tips every pet parent should know. As a vet, I see pets every day with a whole host of ailments and injuries that luckily could have been treated at home with some basic first aid. So let's get into it. If you can't safely restrain your pet, you won't be able to help them in an emergency situation. For cats, the best way to pick them up is by supporting their body with one hand under their chest and one hand under their rear end. For dogs, I recommend a front and a rear leash restraint for small dogs. Signs of shock include pale gums, weakness, lethargy, cold extremities, and rapid shallow breathing. If you notice any of these signs, you need to get your pet to a vet immediately. You can use a towel to wrap around their body for larger dogs. Apply direct pressure to the wound using a clean cloth and elevate the injured area, if possible. If your pet's heart stops beating and they're not breathing, start rescue breathing. For dogs, you want to give 2 breaths every 3 seconds. For cats, you want to give 1 breath every 3 seconds. Make sure you're watching the video on screen so you can learn exactly how to do this. If that doesn't work, you can apply pressure points to stop the bleeding. For dogs, the most common place to apply pressure is at the top of the back leg. For cats, the most common place to apply pressure is at the base of the tail. The key is to have one person control the head and another person control the body. If you're restraining your pet and they bite you, that's not going to help anybody. If you want to learn more, watch our video linked here. Thanks for watching. The first thing every pet owner needs to know is how to safely and effectively restrain their pet. Next, you need to know how to check your pet's heart rate and respiratory rate. To check your dog's heart rate, you can feel for a pulse on the inside of their upper thigh. I recommend using a digital thermometer and taking your pet's temperature rectally. To do this, have one person hold the pet securely, while the other person gently inserts the thermometer 1 inch into the rectum. Hold the thermometer still for 30 seconds and then remove it and record the temperature. A normal temperature for dogs and cats is between 100.5 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. For cats, you can feel for a pulse on the back of their knee. Once you find that pulse, start a timer to see how many times that pulse occurs within 15 seconds. Multiply that number by 4, and that's your dog or cat's heart rate. In an emergency, a normal heart rate for a dog is anything less than 100 beats per minute, and for a cat is anything less than 150 beats per minute. To check your dog's respiratory rate, look at how many times their chest rises and falls within 15 seconds. Multiply that number by 4, and that's your dog's breaths per minute. Anything over 30 breaths per minute is considered abnormal. For cats, we do the same calculation, but we extend that time to 30 seconds because cats tend to breathe a little bit faster. Anything over 20 breaths per minute is considered abnormal. The next important skill is knowing how to take your pet's temperature. Other important things to keep in mind are signs of shock. Knowing how to stop bleeding is also very important. Finally, knowing how to perform mouth-to-nose resuscitation can save your pet's life.